Welcome everyone to the Infopreneur Agency's Industry Leader Workshop. And I'm your host, Omar Briones, along with Mike Hayes.
Hi, buddy.
So Mike is one of our mainstream media mentors. He has been in the media industry for the last 30 years, 10 years as a documentary director for NBC and CNN News, and 20 years in the infomercial industry. He's interviewed thousands of people, including the most well-known people I could list them all. He's considered a network king in the media industry because of all the solid relationships he has with top influencers in the industry. Today, he is the founder and president of the New Economy Chamber of Commerce, and he's going to share with you how he went from a struggling coach trying to make some money, and he was literally losing money. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. And he's going to share how he went from that to almost overnight making $1 million or more every year. And he did that with a little secret that he's going to share today. And he's going to also share with you what he recommends to do today in today's new economy with all the new innovations out there and the tools and resources available to you to really take your coaching business to the next level and beyond even what was possible back then. So with that said, I think I gave a good introduction. There's a lot of things I could say about Mike, but here he is, Mike Hayes. Thank you again for being here.
Okay, thanks, Omar. I have been bursting to be able to really share this for a long time because I see so many people struggling, and I get that. I know how it feels. I know how painful it can be. I don't care what your situation is. I started in a garage, and I'm going to explain why this is so powerful and so important. Now, me getting off camera, not being on camera, but being off camera, is part of the demonstration of the simplicity of this really simple solution that I'm bringing to the table. And I really want to show and tell it and help you guys to really understand it. So the ideas that you're going to get from me today, these are the ideas that absolutely lifted me out of the rank of failure. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that I had the goings of a startup business, but I had such an overhead, I couldn't make it profitable. I wasn't smart enough or experienced enough or something. But anyway, I wasn't making any money at it. The reason I'm going to help transition you guys into the new economy is I do need to do a little prologue here for you, okay? I'm going to get to everything, I promise. I just want to put it in context. I think you'll find that very, very important, actually. I spent about 20 years in the TV infomercial industry, and there I learned, and this is an important part of what I'm going to teach you guys, the classic core actions and activities. It's really important that I focus on those things because that's what keeps you from chasing rabbits down rabbit holes. It's all the fluff and shiny objects out there. But if you stick to the 3 core classic actions, that'll keep you close to home base and working in the smarter way and probably being a lot more successful. Now, here's one of the big reveals right here. And I'm going to expand upon this. But here it is. Now, one of the core actions was this and how I got here. I'm going to explain this. Why I wanted to use audio today and audio interviews because they engage what I learned at NBC in New York. And partly I use these 2 of the Peabody Award-winning documentaries I produced. I used theater of the mind with audio. Audio is actually far more powerful than most visuals, and I can prove that point over and over again and have over the years. So that's one of the keys is understanding theater of the mind. That's very, very important because that's going to be one of the keys. It's going to help you lift you up from whatever situation you are in currently, and I'm going to explain how to utilize that. So one of the keys is of the 3 actions. Here it is, the branding story about you and what you offer to help people get what they want. Now we're ready to distribute it. So the second classic core action is your story needs to be in the eyes and ears of the audience that you want, your ideal for who you can help. The third classic core action is to select today what we call a funnel. It's just a way to make it easy for people to find you, send you money so that they can buy from you easily. Why now? Why is it so important that I teach this to you right now? Doing business in the new economy, the best way I can describe it is that it feels like doing business in a new country, because you're still you're still doing business, but you have to do it in a slightly different way. If you move to a new country or forced to move to a new country, you'd have to learn the norms and mores and what to say, what not to say. And, there's different ways of doing things, and it's just learning some new things. And wouldn't it be easier if you moved to a new country and you found the local tourist bureau and met the executive director who could guide you of the best resources to use in this new country? So that's kind of what none of us ask for this new economy. Okay. We didn't ask to be here. It just happened to us. But if anything that happens to us, it's how we react to it. We have to reorient ourselves to doing business in it. Or if we don't, we risk setbacks or even obsolescence. Just ask Toys R Us. And that's just a big example, but it doesn't matter how big or established you are. Everybody has to make the transition. Like I say, you're the same, but you need to adapt to the new surroundings. Now, what happened is, and I'm not talking about e-commerce, but that's not the newness I'm talking about. What happened is there's been a big shift because of the resource, that's a key word, resource sharing platforms, okay? One of the new words to use in this new land that we're in is resource. You need to start to think of yourself not a resume or a job applicant, but as a resource, because there are now these new platforms that create instant collaborations. This is what created the tipping point in e-commerce that actually created this new economy. And I have a documentary that anybody who stays all the way to the end and requests that I send it to them, I'm more than happy to send it. 5 years of work about research about, from Forbes, Fortune, Wall Street Journal, Entrepreneur Magazine, all the other top sources, including the Federal Reserve Bank, and what they are all saying about why this new economy is here and why it is here to stay.